Alright guys, welcome back to the channel Trading Simplified. So we're going to go through a few stocks. We're going to start with NVDA because that's the stock I've been trading. Right now you can see that NVIDIA is definitely trading within this wedge right here. And I think the big thing to notice here is that NVIDIA was trading within this channel, and then when it broke out, I thought it was going to retest 130, but now it looks like the level to watch is 128 to 129 because you are seeing bounces right in this area. I'm going to highlight them on the rectangle just so you can see. But right from 129 down to the low of 128.8, you have those nice thin wicks right there lining up. And as you can see, if NVIDIA can hold this, I think we're getting a move higher here. It had that nice sell-off, big sellers, with that curl back up and that retest of 128.8 and then blasting back up. So what I'm looking for here is I want to see, is NVIDIA going to bounce off this level on Monday around 128.8 for a move back to retest 131 if it starts selling off on Monday. If it doesn't, it might just start up higher, but that's what I'm looking for. If it breaks the 128 level, then I'm not looking for an entry until we get to at least 126.7 to about 126 flat. Trading the whole dollar, half dollars, got to see how it goes. If we get that pullback from 128 back to 125, I like that entry as well because it's a 2 to 3% pullback. We get that retest of 125, then trade within this channel of 125 and 130. So it's definitely where I'm looking at when it comes to NVIDIA. And just keep that open. So watch at the open. Is it going to hold 128? It starts selling off. We have potential support level 125. If this level breaks, we are going from more downside down to 120. If it can hold this 130 range, if it can break through on Monday and hold the 130 range, then I'll consider a long going from 131 to make a move back up to 137. SPSM, I just want to go over this real quick. This is a small cap 600 ETF. It holds like 600 small caps. I've been watching this, and it's finally broken out with the news with the interest rates potentially going lower, even with rate cuts. Any news on that, small caps are going to go up. So I definitely do see potential for this ETF, and I've definitely increased even my 401k contributions over the last couple of months to buy more small cap index funds, because I do believe that if interest rates do start to decrease, we're going to see a retest of the highs of this previous year. Because if you look at year to date, we are just only up 5%. So I think we're going to make new highs if the interest rates are going to come down. Just wanted to bring that up. Small caps, definitely interesting play. Nike, you guys saw me on my channel on the YouTube portfolio. We bought 3.5 shares. We have Nike now, full disclosure. We're adding them long term. I definitely think we have some potential for some more downside. I have shares around $74. I was kind of hoping that we can get a little bit more of a pullback, but it looks like Nike's starting to build a base here at the 73.2 range. So we'll see. Looking over the last month, we've really, sold all the way off from 98 all the way down to 74. And now we've been kind of consolidating here. And, I'm buying these positions for 5 to 10 years out. So I'm not selling them. So the cheaper it gets, the happier I feel, and I can keep buying more. Let's see if it can hold this level. If it can hold $73, then maybe we can make a push back up to $75, $76. But I'm not trading them as a day trade. I'm just buying long term. So as it goes lower, I'll be happy. I'm hoping $68 price target to be honest, for them. Tesla made a miraculous recovery over the last day. It went from 270, pulled all the way back on that news from August 8th that they're pushing back their robotaxi, all the way down to 235, 13% pullback. Wild. 13% in one day. And then what does it do? Because it's Tesla, it blasts back up 5-6%. That would have been a nice trade. I didn't trade on Friday. That would have been a nice trade, but definitely not easy to trade. I mean, if you look at it on the one day, it just blasted at 9:30 from 234 all the way up. I mean, that's unless you're looking at the stock, that's hard to trade because that's all within minutes. But definitely keep an eye out for that. We'll see if Tesla can hold the 250 level. It's got to break 250. It's got to hold. I mean, if it doesn't break 250, it's going to consolidate in this area, and it has earnings next week. So definitely just be careful if you're holding a position. I have shares down at 150, so I'm not really in any rush to be buying shares 100 points above. So I'll sit on my 154 cost basis and just see where this goes. No big deal. Chipotle is a stock that I definitely am interested in. I have been waiting for this to break. Let me just show you what I'm talking about just so you can see. Chipotle has earnings coming, and I just want to give you the whole 5-year outlook first. Let's look at Chipotle. It's a monster. It went from $8 up to $69. You look at this, it just looks like it's dying. But what I see, when I look at the 3-month chart, this is what I see. Earnings is coming. I think we can get a big move here potentially. You got to follow a stop loss. But look at this channel. This is what I see when I'm trading it. I see this channel. And within this channel, I'm waiting for the break. So this is what I'm seeing. I'm seeing this pattern trading like this on the 3-month. What I want to see now is, can we get a break? And I think earnings will do it if it does well. If we can break above like 259, that'll get us out of this channel and then blast up to like 66, 67. That's what I'm trying to wait for. So I haven't took a position in Chipotle yet because I don't want to catch the fallen knife, but we're starting to consolidate here right before earnings. And if earnings goes well, it's going to break this pattern right here, and then we're going to blast up. And that's what I'm looking for. So I'm really looking for an entry probably around $60 and above, to be honest. And you definitely have to be aware because there is consolidation at $61. You can see it right here. So just keep this on your radar, set your alerts, just watch it. But this is what we're looking for here. If we can retest, and then we break through this channel right here, we'll retest the 61 level. If earnings is good, we blast up even higher. That's what I'm looking for with Chipotle. Not financial advice, just a YouTuber. Keep that in mind. Anyways, Lululemon is something that I've been thinking about buying long term. I just have to look more into this company. I don't really know too much about it, but this was a big company that was, I mean, still, it's a huge company. That was, if you look at just the max of the chart, I might buy this long term in the taxable portfolio. I mean, look at these moves. It recently went from 476 down to 276, back up to 516, now back down to 291. I got to make a video on this company. I got to look at their financials. This might be a potential long-term buy here. I mean, went down to 283, forming a base, popped up to 291. It's going to retest 300 most likely. Let's see where it goes. This is right now a fallen knife, so just be very careful. You're waiting for the consolidation, then we can get the VWAP recovery. Rivian has really gone to the moon, but when I look at Rivian, you just got to be very careful. You can see this clear resistance that is forming. If it gets up to here around $19, $20, that's definitely a selling point. I mean, RSI already is at 80, and just in like one day, it went up to the moon. You know, $16 up to $18, $19 in 5 days, from 14 up to 19. You just got to be very careful trading this stock. This company makes no money. Just realize that. Earnings, they don't make money. It's not like Tesla where they're producing, you know, positive margins. This is a starter company. So you just have to be very careful when you're buying companies like this to not get fooled. But this is what I see when I look at it over the 5-year chart. I see this resistance line right here, and it is not breaking through. Until it breaks this pattern, $20 and above, then maybe I'll be interested. But I'm not willing to buy the dip on something like this that is not proven and that does not make money each quarter. I'm looking for more quality companies to add to the taxable portfolio, aka the YouTube portfolio. I think when we look at QQQ, you know, I analyzed my trade that I made where I bought SQQQ when it was at 500. It was at 505, 504. And I made $200 on 1,000 shares, and it was like a $7,000 position. And I just feel like potentially we could be topping out here before elections. QQQ has run all the way up. Just look at the year to date. It's run all the way up. And don't get me wrong, I go long in most of my positions. I'm not really a short-term trader unless I buy SQQQ. I do hold long-term, so I'm always buying like, you know, ETFs like S&P 500, QQQ long-term. But I still try to capitalize on the short-term trades. Just keep your short-term trades like less than 5 to 10% of your portfolio, and you won't get killed when you're wrong. So you had this nice sell off, nice curl, but now you had this big wick from 500 rejection back down to 495. If QQQ cannot reclaim 500, it's going to start pulling back. So this is the level I'm watching. I want to see what is it going to do in the next couple of days, because you can see right here, QQQ is struggling. It's at 495. Can it get above 500? Now, don't get me wrong. It's still bullish. I mean, this is a bullish channel. You can see by just looking at the chart. Just draw this right here. Boom. It's still bullish. It's got all the touch points. It's touching every single time and still coming up. It doesn't mean it can't go higher, but you definitely got to be careful and just keep an eye on it and see if it rejects 500, is it going to start to sell off to like 490 and then start to finally break that pattern? That's what I'm looking for. Instead of just drawing a line like that, just so you guys know, on the Weeble chart, you could do a trend channel, and you could just do this. You just draw here, boom, it creates your channel for you, and that makes it kind of easy for you to kind of see the channel. And if you're trading bullishness, I kind of want to see it trade above this middle channel. So that's why I have the 500 level pretty much marked off, because right here, you can see it. If it breaks above here, it's around 500, and then it can make its bounce back up. That's what I'm looking for. So if it starts to break the pattern, break 490, I'm going to take an SQQ position, see if I can capitalize on a move back down to 477. Just want to show you guys a couple of stocks that I'm looking at, that I'm watching, that I think is worthy. If you feel like you found some value, please hit that thumbs up button, share the channel, and just leave a comment. I definitely like seeing what you guys are trading, what stocks you're looking at, and I just think there's a lot of opportunity in the stock market, and you just have to obviously be patient, because that's 90% of trading. So definitely leave a comment, share, and until next time, guys.